Look, I don't think we've ever touched on this subject before, but someone needs to say it. Did you know McDonald's exists? In fact, little fun trivia about me, I've been in there before. And I'm here to tell you, once you eat the meat that comes out of those translucent alien technology steam trays, you don't go back. Not by choice, your DNA is permanently altered. Alright, it's time to get on record what McDonald's was like for future generations before the inevitable Psycho Chicken business acquisition. Whoa, now that's a Psycho Chicken! First point, when did McDonald's turn into food IKEA? It's like a pediatrician's office now. The only way I know I'm in McDonald's anymore is because there's still that creepy AF statue of Ronald McDonald on the bench, telepathically asking,
"How's it going, Charlie? You want to see how the chicken McNuggets are really made?"
Also, how does the food still taste like it's toilet paper dipped in fat, but it's no longer cheap? Especially when the kitchen is a cross between those vending machines in Blade Runner and a Simpsons joke. You literally steam your hams. I think the reason they've been able to get away with this is because some genius on the board decided 40 years ago to dump a slide out the front. Just so when you walk past now, you're whacked with this massive dose of Freudian familiarity.
Hey, you remember going down that slide, right?
Yeah,
Well, there's nothing wrong with a 30-year-old eating a McFlurry, is there?
I guess not.
Yeah, for old time's sake. Hey, while you're down here, why don't you upsize, Timmy?
Also, Maccas, can you just come out and admit that your Filet-O-Fish is Soylent Green? There's no way that's fish. There's no fish left. Is that where that endless parade of miscellaneous 15-year-old employees go? That alarm goes off when they turn 16. So not to pay them an extra 25 cents, the floor opens up underneath them. They fall into a pit of water and drown, and they've signed a deal with the government that anyone who drowns in that specific vat is legally classified as a fish. It's okay, you can tell me if that's what you're doing. I don't even care. That's an efficient system. That is capitalism at its best. Speaking of legalities, was the trade-off for that death vat that every Maccas in the country is required to have at least one man on its premise at all times, dressed from head to toe in Rabbitohs merch? Is that why Albo isn't in the press much? He's on a roster at Stanmore Maccas and has to pitch in a few days every week?
Well, someone has to read the half-telegraph splayed over 3 tables.
A question for that guy in the Rabbitohs gear. Do you know water exists? All they ever drink is flat whites. Spoil yourself once, champ. Get a cap. Every decade,
Maccas shaker fries are back.
stop replacing it with Macca's Monopoly and you won't have to advertise it. What even is that game?
Instead of being a landlord, you can be the next best thing. Owner of Small Chips Lane. Yes, down me gob me little potato tenants.
Also, while we're on the subject, just a general question. Has everyone who's ever walked into a Macca's not seen a few squished chips on the floor? It's just cattle being fed by more cattle. Strawberry sundaes. Have you ever seen anyone order them? How are they still on the menu? Is it a secret FBI code?
Sure, a man ordered a large strawberry sundae and he opted to dine in.
A code 14.
Send his mission directives out on a tray.
Have you ever had one of those? That is the Mount Everest of orders. How did you gather the courage to do it? In fact, here's a game that's funner than Macca's Monopoly, okay? I want a picture of you holding a large strawberry sundae, then get another shot of you in Kathmandu clothes, shrink that photo down, and then Photoshop you on top of the sundae.
Yeah!
Where should they send the pictures to?
Dunno. Shouldn't have to, it's a personal victory, I suppose. Now, I was going to give Macca's the score it so thoroughly deserves, which is a solid 4 out of 10. But then I remembered that in Japan it's pronounced Makaradu. So you gotta give it 2 extra points just for that, 6 out of 10. But then, more bonus points because this is basically the only footage we have left of its founder.
To me, it was all inclusive. It was Irish to the Irish. It sounded Scotch to the Scotch. It was a typical English-American word. It flowed. McDonald's.
He speaks like when Marge was watching a bit of that boring National Parks documentary.
Perhaps we should let John Muir tell the tale.
Oh, yeah, I remember, yes, you're always mountain up there,
Soothing, isn't it? I love that footage because A, we now know what Grimace was based off of, Ray Kroc mixed with the beetroot on a Maccas burger, but also, just start quoting that to your girlfriend because you know how much it shits you every time she says when she gets into the line, loudly and excitedly, "I'm getting McNuggets!" Shut up. Well, Now we have the counterpunch, because if you start saying, I like McDonald's, oh my god, can you shut the f*** up? They will hate it. In fact, girls watching this video, if you hate me saying, burger this, burger that, like the video. And if you're a guy, like the video if the footage of Ray Kroc talking was as soothing to you as watching a lava lamp.
Please share and comment below. Comment.
And I liked the sound of it. It sounded wholesome and it sounded genuine, you know? I don't like these gimmick type names, you know. Burger this and burger that and all that kind of stuff. McDonald's